It's a hot day in Texas, and for everyone that doesn't know, even though your name is right up there on the screen, this is Linda Berens, and you are the owner of Worry Free Getaways. You
Correct.
are in South Dakota, and we were talking right before we started recording that it's miserable here. And what's it like there, Linda?
It's a beautiful day where I'm living today. The high is supposed to be 82 degrees, and I live on a lake that's 26 miles long. So we have a lot of fun playing on the lake.
I'm jealous, and I will be showing up at your door someday to drink coffee early in the morning on that beautiful deck of yours and wine in the evenings.
Oh,
So,
sounds good.
well, you are one of our diamond members. You have achieved that jewel status. You're a white diamond. Yay! And I was looking this up. You have been a member since October of 2013. So
That's
you're
correct.
coming up on your 10-year anniversary.
Yes, so
That is great. You need to have a big party.
I
We'll need to
should. Yeah.
yeah, I'll try to remember to shout that out. Um, and last year you won one of the questies. You were the winner of the Dynasty Award, which means it's one of the special awards, I think, in that um, you won that because you have had overall member engagement over multiple years. It's not just what you did that one year, but consistent. You are a very consistent member. Um, and I looked at your website. I love it. It says that you specialize in all inclusives, honeymoon, destination weddings, cruises. I know you do Europe. And I liked what you said. You said the greatest asset any business can have is loyal clientele. Tell me about
Correct.
that. Tell me about that.
Well, when I first started, I basically thought, oh, I'm just going to kind of do this as a little hobby. Well, my hobby turned into something way bigger than what I ever imagined. But I guess when I'm working with a client and right up until the time they get their documents, I try to
Mhm.
do things right. As far as what they want, getting things organized for them so that it is a worry-free experience for them. And
Right.
I don't advertise, and I don't think my website's all that great because it just basically directs them to whoever they want within the business. But word of mouth is one of my biggest
Mhm.
advertising venues
Mhm.
or whatever there, because I have so many people that'll tell somebody else and then they call me, and I start working with them, and it's just blown up from there, just grown up
Yeah.
like a Christmas tree. So
Well, that's great. And I've always found through the years that referrals just seem to go better. These people, they've heard about you, you've been recommended, and they trust you. Do you
yep, they
see
put
that as a difference?
oh, for sure. They just put their faith in you, and
Mhm.
people that I haven't even met that I have worked with consistently, and they call me and they're just, we're ready to go again. What do you suggest, or what, or they'll give me some ideas of what they want. And you put something together for them, and they're just consistently happy. So that makes me happy.
That's great. That's great. And I know that you have groups that you book and operate groups, and I saw in there that every one of your groups, there's some kind of special touch that you add to your groups.
I do quite a few groups. If it's a large group, like I have a big one going to Europe next year, over 60 people, I
Mhm.
go with on those groups. You just have to have
Oh, yes.
somebody there to make sure everything's going okay, and especially a Europe group. I have several groups that go to Mexico, Caribbean too, and consistently every year, and they just, I have things organized for them, and if there's anything that I need to warn them about or tell them to be aware of, just certain things like that, wearing camouflage or something like that. I make sure that they know that ahead of time so that
Mhm.
they're prepared for that. But yeah, I try to do something special for all my groups, whether it be, a special little gift that they all get.
Mhm.
People love that kind of stuff.
Yes, they do. Is there anything that stands out in your mind that you've done as a special thing that you could share that our members could steal that idea from you?
Well, a lot of things you can do very inexpensively. Like if
Mhm.
you go to a travel show, little things. This is just one example. It's just a celebrity bag. You can
Uh-huh.
pick up from any cruise line, any vendor, whatever at travel shows. Get a few
Right.
of them. Keep them, stashed away so that if you somebody that's going on a celebrity cruise, that's going to a Palace resort or a Rio
Mhm.
resort or something like that, you've got a little
Mhm.
something that you can put in with their travel documents, whether you give them to them or mail them to them. That little bag is like, oh, this is so cool. I got this. It
Yeah.
didn't cost anything to do it. It didn't
Right.
cost you any money to do it, but you've made, somebody happy with that. That
It
little
makes them
extra
feel
touch.
special, doesn't it? They feel
Yes, it
special.
does. Yep.
And you know
Everybody
what?
has. What's that?
You're thinking about them and you have made them special.
Well,
Yeah.
I was once told that everybody in this world has a sign around their neck that says, "Make me feel special." And if you do that, you're gonna be a winner.
Wow. I love that.
So,
I'll be quoting that around.
feel free. Other things that I do, like for big groups or whatever, these little bags, whoops, they're kind of a drawstring backpack with my logo on
Yes.
them.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
And you just pull them like
Uh-huh.
that. I bought these for I think it was under $3 a piece, and I
Wow.
ordered a
Okay.
ton of them. And they make
Uh-huh.
great bags for like an all-inclusive, a cruise, something you can throw your sunscreen in, whatever else that you want to take with you. They're very lightweight, so they don't take up a lot of weight in
Uh-huh.
your suitcase or anything like that. And no matter what you're doing, whether it be an all-inclusive, a cruise, Europe or something like that, you always need a little bag to put a few things in that you want to take
Right.
with.
Yes.
And this you
Yes.
can wear over your shoulders.
Uh-huh.
It's a little safer than, carrying around a purse.
Right. Is that one of those bags where you could actually put it underneath your shirt
Sure,
and
if you
put your
wanted to.
passport in it? And I
Yep.
love that. I love that. That's
So
real
you
important for
just
groups. Yeah.
yeah, find a vendor that will give you a good deal on them. They'll, put your logo on them. Like I said, I think they were under $3 a piece that I did.
Mhm.
Another little thing that I do, can koozies.
Oh, I love
People
those
love that.
too.
They get
Yeah.
them in their documents. They love that sort of thing.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
other things that I do, I have this envelope that I ordered,
Uh-huh.
and it came from PFC Products. So
Uh-huh.
Paul Frank Charlie Products.
Yes.
And you can order them. In the inside, it gives a nice little checklist of things that people
Oh,
need to
wow.
remember to pack.
Yes.
You put all
Yes.
their travel documents in there. They've got everything in there. And
Mhm.
with these little items that you can on here, I always highlight like passport, driver's license,
Mhm.
um, call your credit card companies when you're going to be out of town, that
Mhm.
sort of thing. I highlight a couple little things so that it kind of brings their attention to that. But these little
Yes.
envelopes, I pretty much do everybody's travel documents in.
That is such a super idea. And not only does that help your customer, but as you're looking at that, it kind of helps you. I mean, you might see something that you overlooked to tell them, and it's a reminder
Yeah.
for you too, kind of a
And
checklist.
I
Yeah.
usually have their documents in order. Maybe it might be a pre-flight hotel, then their flights, then if it's a cruise, then maybe their cruise boarding passes. If
Mhm.
it's a all-inclusive, then their itinerary for the all-inclusive. So it's all right there in nice little neat order. The other thing that I do for my cruise people is I
Mhm.
laminate their luggage tags.
Oh my. Do you have like is that a laminating machine that you
Yes, I
use
have
or
a small little laminating machine. This
Mhm.
costs you virtually hardly anything to do. And then when
Right.
they get them, they're not a piece of paper that's been stapled on there. So that's a
Right.
big value just
Yes.
because people like it. They see
You
the
know
other
what?
people there at the cruise
Yes.
port with all this
Uh-huh.
paper stapled on in there, and they're looking for a stapler or something like that to do it last minute. And these are already in their travel documents.
And you know what? I bet you have some old school customers that remember when the cruise lines used to give that sort of bag
Oh,
tag, and
yes.
then they stopped. And so
I'm one of them.
now, yeah, well, me too. And now you're bringing back that service that cruise lines
Yes.
stopped providing. That
Yeah,
I think
people
that's
look for it.
fabulous.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. I think I'm gonna call you for my next trip because I want to get all these little goodies. So, I know you said you don't think your website's, is that great, but you know what? It's very easy to read, and like you say, it's very easy to find who you want to contact, and it's easy to find out, what you do and to send a message. So when someone asks you for a quote and they send you receive it by email, do you charge a fee for that?
That was one thing I was thinking about before we are on this call is the last roadshow I went to, they really kind of hit hard on charging fees. Now I
Hmm.
live in South Dakota, and people are pretty frugal with their money here, and
Right.
I don't charge fees for anything except if I just do an airline ticket. I charge a ticketing fee, which I know is too low. It's only $25.
Well,
And if I am doing, like, say, an air and a car package deal, like, say, with FunJet, something like that, I
right.
will go in there and adjust that commission so that I at least make 10% on it.
That is a great idea. I know that sometimes
Yeah,
the members don't even look at that until they've quoted it, and then they look and they're like,
it's
"Oh dear,
$2.
I'm making
Yeah,
$2." Yeah, right. So, yes, you need to at least make 10% of the total, and
exactly.
if there were a lot of, im research in that, you might even bump that up to 15. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it just kind of depends on that situation. The other time that and this is rare, but once in a while, if I've got somebody that it's a really, really high maintenance customer and I have put a ton of time in it, I
Mhm.
may, bump that commission up just a little bit because I need that for my time.
Right. There's nothing wrong
So,
with that.
but
Yeah.
but rarely I don't charge any fees. In this day and age, people can go out and book things themselves. And
Mhm.
they do sometimes. And I've had people call me that, oh, hey, I'm stuck somewhere. I'm like, well, I don't have access to that because I didn't book it.
Right.
And 99% of the time, I won't help them out. If I think that they could be a potential really good customer, then I may help them out because I can help them out, but I just tell them I can't. Um,
I
just
got you.
because no, you don't book through me, don't call me when you're in a bind, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the way I feel about it. But they can do it themselves, but people like the service. They just like, here's what I want. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want any mistakes, or something
Mhm,
like that. And
mhm.
they like the service of a travel agent. And then there are several people, clients of mine that, maybe have booked a cruise. I do a really big amount of cruise business.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of times I can save them $100, $200, $300 if that cruise price goes down before the final payment. So that's
Right.
another good word of mouth that they'll tell all of their friends. Hey, she just saved me $400 because this price went down.
Yes, yes, that's
You know,
true. That's true, and,
so
that takes a lot of time and research, and you have to
yeah,
keep up with that sort of thing, so that's
I,
great.
I usually do look at it before their final payments due. Just so
That's
that
really the best time, isn't it? Because
yeah, yeah,
after final payment, it could get a little tricky. It probably is
it
this
won't
true
happen.
that after yeah, or if it happens, it's really a future cruise credit, if they'll even agree to
They
giving you that?
probably won't. Usually you don't
So
get any leeway after that. But, I have a file where all my, bookings are, and they're all flagged in order of final payment. So about a week before that final payment's due, you can take that cruise out, see go in and look and see if that price has changed, then at that time you can modify it before you're going to get that final payment. But, just to have somebody brag about, hey, my travel agent saved me this much money because
Yes,
the cruise
yes.
pricing went down. That's looking after your customer.
You know what? I would have fit right into your office because I also set my files up by final payment.
Yeah. And
At the
then
end of the day,
I
that's
also have
important.
a need document file, and that's all in
Mhm.
order of date too, where, a lot of times your tour companies, those final payments or those tour documents will come out right away. Where a cruise, you could pay off a cruise in August and not go until October, November.
Right, right. Or
So,
like Viking River where you have to pay it a year in advance or
oh,
something. So,
exactly.
yes. That's true. That's true. Well, I think that's great. So I think I saw your name on the list that you're going to be at World this year.
Yes, I am. I couldn't come last year because I had a group of 22 people that were doing Alaska cruise with a 6-day tour
Mhm.
extension that
Oh,
I
well,
went along with them. So
yes, that's kind of important. I can see that. But I'm
I
so
know.
glad you'll be able to be with us this year.
Me
I think it's
too.
going to be a great trip, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Me too.
And it sounds like you have such a lot of group experience that we uh, we probably should have invited you as to be a speaker at the group immersion. You you have a lot of knowledge.
Well, I don't know. I guess I've kind of worked with groups a lot, and
Mhm.
in doing a group, it's actually quite easy. You just get somebody that wants to go somewhere and say, "Hey, do you have any friends that want to go with? Here, tell them to jump on board." A lot of times, I'll try to put these group uh, experiences, whether it be a land or a cruise, on my website. Although I really do need to just have somebody just to do the website because I don't have time. But
Right.
that's part of getting a group, just knowing that somebody there has got a lot of friends and
Mhm,
might possibly have people that want to go with. Hey, let's get the group together.
mhm,
I
mhm.
also have a pretty large bank in North Dakota it's got several branches, some in Minnesota, North Dakota. And
Right.
every year they have a great big party for all of their employees, and they give away like 4 or 5 big trips. We're talking anywhere from 5,000, 3,000,
Oh
whatever.
my.
And then when people retire, they give them a gift certificate for $5,000 that
Mhm,
I work with the people to find
mhm.
them a trip. So, there are opportunities everywhere.
That's true. That's true. And am I right that not only do you block cruise space if you have a particular group, but do you block some like spec group space with the cruise lines and then look into
Not
it?
I have done that. I did that a few years ago for a Greek islands cruise because I thought the
Mhm.
itinerary looked really, really great. So then I
Uh-huh.
put it out there and I ended up with 58 people on the cruise.
Well, that sounds pretty successful.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and you went with them, I guess.
I went with them. Yeah, that again, I had to hire a tour operator, block a hotel in Rome, a tour operator for all of the transfers.
Mhm,
We did a Vatican tour because we stayed 2 nights in Rome and did, I think it
mhm.
was 9 or 10 days on the Greek islands
Oh, okay. Oh, that
after that.
sounds
So, but
yeah.
that's kind of the hard part, is just making sure that your tour operator is there when you need them there, when you've got that many people, you know.
Right, right. Yes, that's, and if they're not there, you're on site and you can figure it out.
Yeah, then I have to find them.
You have to go looking for
Something like that. Although these people were very, very good. And the tour company was great too, because even in the lobby, they put up a little sign every day. Tomorrow, Vatican tour, bus leaves at 8 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning. So
okay.
everybody had that visual too. That really
Yeah,
helped. But they had an itinerary from me telling them this is what's going on each and every time. This is what you need, bring your luggage, whatever. And that's how it all went.
yes. And, having it just laid out like that makes it so much simpler for you as the tour leader too.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
If you have that all organized, and people got their paperwork, there's the answers to all of their questions right there.
It's
There's a
true.
few little, you know, there's a few little bumps along the way, but nothing that you can't take care of.
Right, right. Well, I have enjoyed talking with you, and I can't wait to meet you in person at
I'm
Travel Plus
excited to
World.
be there.
Yeah, great, great. And stay in touch, and I'm going to make a note about your 10-year anniversary coming up.
Yeah,
So,
I think I will be. I'm actually hosting a group with Ama Waterways in middle of October.
oh
So it might be on
wow,
the date. I can't remember the exact date right now, but
okay. So it's going to be a big year for you.
yes, yes, it will be.
All right. Well, you stay in touch and have a good day. I know you're going to have a cooler day than I will, and I will see you at World.
That sounds great. Great meeting you, Velma.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.